Internet, I'm from the Internet and my name's Mr. Matt. And this week we're looking at a video game on one of those console things and PCs. Not a mobile game for once, oh my goodness. But it is Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet. Roll the titles.
Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet, developed by Dimps and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment back in February of 2018 on most platforms. The Switch saw a release a year after everyone else in 2019. It's a third-person action-adventure RPG set in the world of Sword Art Online, which I have been led to believe is a long-running manga, anime and hentai series. You create a person and shoot them off into the digital world. Well, the digital world within the digital world you're playing. So you're playing a person wearing a VR headset, playing a person who is being played by you in a spin-off of Sword Art Online. Gun Gale Online. I think I have a headache. You basically run around an area with guns and sometimes a fluorescent light tube, fighting digital monsters, not those ones, leveling up and getting loot. You're accompanied by other players in the server, although they're CPU-controlled characters or your AI companion who you meet early in the game. So it's basically pretending that you have these characters who are online whenever you are, who will party up with you at any point to run about. Which is not at all like real life. Immersion ruined. Most of the action is third person, which considering this is supposed to be a VR game is a bit odd, as surely everything would be in first person if it's in VR. I mean, for us, the player, it's a more preferable option to play in third person, but in terms of what the person who is playing the person being played by us should see, it'd probably be first person all the time. You do have a first person mode via the fine aim system, but you don't run about in that, so you can imagine what it's like for your person within a person to see. Story-wise, you're a person who pops into a server to see an old mate of yours from the Meat Realm. You create your avatar and they go off on an introductory quest. They get the mythical items that only you can get, such as the previously mentioned AI Arthur Sis, who immediately goes into the creepy master servant mode because of course it would, it's a weeb game. You can decide if they're male or female and how big you want their norks to be. You're trying to be the very best like no one ever was, by getting onto a new area that's just been loaded in via the latest update. You meet lots of online friends and try to level up to face the big boss at the end. To get the true ending, you have to complete a load of choices and make as many ultra super happy friends by doing the usual weeb game stuff, chatting to them endlessly and having wacky interactions! Oh, and get ready for the start of the game by the way, it does that fantastic thing that JRPGs sometimes love to do, giving you an opening sequence followed by hours of dialogue, just standing around going from place to place, having endless conversations, over and over, until you're finally free to go out into the world. Then back to the conversations! The story maps are alright. They feel a bit dull though. They have plenty of enemies hanging about, but you'll eventually fight the same sort of enemy over most of the maps. They toss a few unique ones in later, but you'll mostly be fighting wasps, scorpions, and little blokes. You find these unique areas sometimes and you'll think, awesome, gonna be something cool over here, but then you'll find nothing, again, and then return to the same blank world to do the same thing over and over. Weapons can be fun, with some having some unique properties and others being decidedly meh. Most of the time you'll be picking up trash and selling it. You can fuse weapons together to move the perks from one to the other or enhance the ones they share, but you'll mostly be needing higher level stuff to make it worthwhile, making most of the stuff you get junk. Annoyingly, there doesn't seem to be a quick junk button, like they have in Borderlands where you can mark items quickly for selling and then flog them off in one button push. You'll sometimes pick up unappraised items that you'll need to get checked out. You'll be visiting this bloke a lot to pay him for the privilege of telling you that a pair of glasses are indeed a pair of glasses. You have an auto-targeting system which helps with the frantic pace of the game, along with a grappling hook, the UFG, to get around the world, although it never feels as zippy or as fun as they make it out to be in-game. Oh, and bloody hell, this is constant. It never stops. It never ends. You can even ramp up the annoying factor by hitting Y or triangle to cheer after one of your companions completes an action to get medals. There are some actual online modes in this Pseudo online world, with a versus mode focused on damaging a boss as much as possible, a co-op boss rush, and a co-op dungeon run. These are actually quite fun and let you get some of the quick sell items to make loads of money. The system to actually play these modes is convoluted and needlessly buried amongst all the immersion of it being an online lobby system. The online within the online stuff is probably where most of the fun is, but you annoyingly need to hop out to go and appraise your unidentified items. Let's go back to that bloke again. Unless I'm missing something, but the bloke who does it is in one of your mates' rooms with the whole counter and everything, not anywhere near the lobby system. It often feels like the not real online buddies are having more fun than you, doing more interesting things whilst you run back and forth. It's often been a problem with these Weeby-style games that the interactions you have with your companions result in hearing about awesome things they've done, whilst you've just been selling a load of junk items you've picked up. Since it's a Weeby game, there are some dubious moments, which makes you think that they've actually deliberately written these lines in that way, or if they've just accidentally stumbled on an innuendo.
マスター、マスター、どうしたのです？単に眠くなったら
What's
マスタ
happening?
ーが突然ここに倒れたのでびっくりしたのです。じゃあ私もマスターの真似をいいけど。
They're not suggesting what's going to be happening is going to be happening, is it?
失敗したことを他人に見られたりした時に感じる感情だったはず。そうじゃない時も恥ずかしくなることがある。いろいろと考えていたら何やらマスター。 ここで私も寝てもいいですか？寝転がはいすぐにまた元気になって
Yep, I know this is a virtual world, but this doesn't make it any less creepy.
I've been avoiding a comparison, but really, this does give me some Phantasy Star Online vibes. That game basically did everything this was trying to do, but better, and it was released way back in the year 2000. It had more colourful areas and environments, and it just felt more varied. Sega should just release all 4 PSO episodes, even if they don't have lobbies, and just give us matchmaking. Yes, even CARD battles should be there. Overall, Fatal Bullet, Phantasy Star Online Fatal Bullet, Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet C14, let's just skip this bit. It's a decent enough game. There is some charm to it all and some enjoyment to be had, but the constant chatter during battle and the constant pacing issues make this a difficult one to fully recommend. Chances are, if you're looking at the footage, you already know if this is for you. I rate this words out of words.
At the time of recording, it's currently available on Xbox Live Game Pass, so if you have that, give it a shot. If it comes up on sale in the future, if you've seen the footage and this is kind of your thing, it's worth it. Thank you so much for watching, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again at some point. Maybe.